coming your way. But first, Jay Paul, our director, if we can get a shot of our esteemed first guest. He is still new to the city of Greensboro, although not really. He's been on the job for a while. I still think of him as new. It's his first visit here. The Honorable and the esteemed Rashad Young, the city manager of Greensboro, comes to us by way of Dayton. Dayton's loss is our gain. How you doing, Rashad?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
Where were you born and raised? Was it Dayton?
Dayton, Ohio. Born and raised in Dayton. High school there, college there.
So I'm a Winston-Salem boy. You're a Dayton boy.
I am, through and through.
Well, so that sort of helps you, I guess. But then you sort of get away from home, and now you have a chance to be your own man down in a different city. It's got to be. Hey, what did your parents do when you were growing up?
My father worked actually for the Board of Education in Dayton, Ohio, in IT, and he worked as a systems analyst for a number of years. And my mother worked at a factory and then in banking, but the factory she was at is the National Cash Register Corporation, NCR.
Oh, yeah.
Been in Dayton over 100 years. They've since relocated to Atlanta, but they were a Dayton staple for a century.
Well, was it your parents, or was it a professor, or somebody else? I mean, who or what? Let me phrase it this way: who or what influenced you into wanting to be involved in city government?
Well, you know, it really was an opportunity that sort of came to me as I graduated high school. I got a scholarship to the University of Dayton. That scholarship provided for a 4-year internship with the city of Dayton. So I started right out of high school working in the city manager's office. And once I got a taste of local government, I couldn't leave. I couldn't let it go.
It got into your blood.
It got into my blood.
Look, we're so glad to have you here in the Triad area, and of course, as the city manager of Greensboro. Let me ask you the obvious question: what are some of the challenges you face in your new job?
Well, in terms of just a personal transition, as you mentioned, I'm from Dayton, Ohio. My career has been in Ohio, and so the transition to North Carolina and Greensboro, I've had to learn a lot about a different geography and part of the country. But in terms of professionally and what we're facing as a community, it is economics, clearly. The number of job losses that the county has experienced in the state of North Carolina has affected us and our ability to deliver services in Greensboro.
Just like in Ohio. Ohio
Just
and
like
North Carolina,
Ohio.
two of the hardest hit states with the textiles.
Absolutely. So it's been difficult.
This is a difficult question, though. Are you planning any more cuts in services or staff?
We are constantly, and I just said to our staff this morning, we are going to be in a constant evaluation and review of what we do and how we do it. And so it won't stop. Even when the economy improves, we're going to take a critical look at how we deliver the services that the community expects, always looking to gain efficiencies and deliver it better. In terms of this budget, we're not done yet. We haven't recommended a budget to council, and so we certainly are taking a critical look, and there will be some reductions and changes in service levels and reductions in staffing as a result of this recession.
Pretty painful stuff.
It is. It is a hard situation.
I mean, people losing jobs, and that's never good. And you know, quick fixes. I've always said on this show, annexation is legalized stealing, and I hate industry incentives. I've always railed against those. How do you stand against those two pirating type forms of quick boost economic development, annexation and industry incentive?
Let's deal with that issue first. I think incentives are necessary evil. If we're going to be competitive in the cities and the states and the parts of the country that we are competing with for jobs and development, the incentive conversation happens all of the places. And so I think we're going to do a long-term disservice if we don't offer some measure of incentive to be competitive to locate businesses
and
here.
Annexation?
On the annexation piece, I think it's got to be managed and done carefully, but certainly as we continue to grow and urbanize and seek development opportunities, annexation is going to be a part of that strategy.
Of course, we have a great regional transportation network. I want to get a plug in for PART. I know you're a big fan of theirs.
Yes.
And we have the logo on screen for PART. Brent McKinney and his folks helped suggest this segment. We wanted to honor you, and in 10 or 15 seconds, what can you say about the regional transportation, how important that is in moving people and getting jobs?
It's absolutely critical. When you look at workforce development and you look at moving people to where the job locations are, robust and complementary transportation system that moves folks throughout the region are important. Jobs don't locate, and they don't care about our geographical boundaries. Right. They care about a region.
Will you come back sometime?
Absolutely. We'd love to do it.
Rashad Young.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll be right back after